All right. Time now for the chump line.
John Kerry, who better to save the earth and all its wildlife? He flies like a squirrel and sings like a canary.
Somebody wrote today, and I thought it was a really good point. If Joe Biden really thought that climate change was going to destroy the earth, would he put John Kerry in charge of saving the planet? I mean, even as far gone as Joe Biden is, he has to know that John Kerry isn't much good for any negotiations other than getting rid of the fire hydrant in front of his mansion on Beacon Hill and maybe negotiating a prenup with one of his billionaire heiress wives, plural wives.
And they say big tobacco is corrupt. I've never seen corruption like I've seen in big ketchup.
We'll have to go over the John Kerry story. He really appears to be full of it. He did tell this Iranian that the Israelis were taking out Iranian targets in Syria, and now he's denying it. And you know, as one of his Yankee forebears once said, the louder he spoke of his honor, the faster we counted our spoons. And in his case, the faster we counted our ketchup packets. The Chump Line is brought to you by Matthews Brothers, America's oldest window manufacturer. This week, remembering the wise words of Martin Lamasny, the Mahatma of the West End. Never write if you can speak, never speak if you can nod, never nod if you can wink. To which we would offer the following addendum. Don't ever, ever, ever tweet.
The Biden administration is working on new taxes that we haven't even conceived of yet.
I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. It's going to be a return to normalcy, if normalcy is the Obama administration.
Hi, you've reached 911. If you're a Democrat and wish to request a social worker, please press 1. If you're an independent and need a fire professional, please press 2. If you're a Republican and are asking for a policeman, hang up and push 3.
What did John Kennedy say? He keeps refining his statement about whether you need cops. Cut 26.
Many members of the media have a narrative, and they only want to cherry pick and pick instances which show cops at their worst. I've said it before. If you hate cops just because they're cops, then feel free to call a criminal, call a meth head the next time you get in trouble.
Exactly. Go ahead.
I can dance if I want to. I can dance anytime. I can dance before August 1st. COVID can kiss my behind.
Yeah, you're going to get snitched out by a Karen to the Department of Public Health line, or maybe the Department of Labor snitch line, or maybe your local municipal mayors or towns snitch line. How many snitch lines do you figure we have in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts? How many snitch lines do you figure we have nationwide? I'll bet there's thousands of them. Thousands in every state in the union. And I'll bet they're humming at all hours of the day and night.
Charlie Parker here. Let me tell you, the science is settled. You can go outside now. Maybe without you can go outside without a mask. Yeah, I made up my mind. Yeah, that's what you can do.
Yeah, you know, we've been saying, too, that he always waits until after a big holiday when businesses, restaurants can make a lot of money before he relaxes any kind of draconian lockdown rules and regulations. He's done it again. I think Mother's Day is May 9th. And so one of the relaxation dates is May 10th.
Lovey, when I host the Iranian foreign minister at the Chanticleer, I'll have the eggs Benedict Arnold.
Very well put. I don't think he's ever had the Iranian foreign minister over to Nantucket, but that's probably if he did, that's where they would go for dinner. He loves the Chanticleer Inn, even though he lives on Martha's Vineyard now. He's downsized to a $12 million mansion. It's within easy biking distance of Barack Obama's place on the seashore, which is also going to be flooded in about 9 years when the world comes to a watery end.
Dr. Fauci is like a freaking seesaw. Every week there's a new mask law. All pandemic long, this quack's been wrong. The fact he's still around really sticks in my craw.
Couldn't agree with you more. Some doctor said today that he talked to Governor DeSantis, and he was amazed at how much Governor DeSantis had studied it, and that he knew more about the plague, the panic, than most epidemiologists. Of course, the ones we got in Massachusetts, it wouldn't take much to know more than they do, considering how badly they've handled the entire situation from start to finish.
They say August 1st, the mask mandate ends. What they didn't tell you is that the day after Labor Day, it begins anew.
A texter speculated that Charlie Parker may still want to run for a third term, as disastrous as that would be for all concerned, and that he may want to get the state pretty much opened up so he can do some polling to see how much this has affected him. I don't think anybody's going to look back on this with a nostalgia and wistfulness, to wishing for its return. Even the Karens, I think, are eventually going to come out of the out of their trances and realize what a disaster this whole thing has been.
Howie, I'm really going to miss the mask mandate. It kept my more liberal relatives at bay.
You know, the mask was really good for Joe Biden, though, wasn't it? When he would come off the helicopter or something like that. Like when he said, for instance, crisis at the border. Remember that? He said it a couple of weeks ago, and everybody said, wow, this is a big deal. He said you couldn't use the word crisis, and then he used the word crisis. But you never heard much sound of that, did you? You know why? Because he was wearing a mask when he said it. You couldn't understand what he said unless you were up within 2 feet of him.
Loving, did you hear that simpleton Genghis Carr stumbling on the word sagacious yesterday? That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Any copywriter should know that trisyllabic words are beyond the ability of plebeians with a Deerfield education.
That may be true, but I could spell it. Most of the words I can't pronounce, I can spell.
That was your last CHUMPLINE message. Thank you for calling Howie Carr, you chump.
That's it for the CHUMPLINE today. The CHUMPLINE is the recorded voicemail message service of the Howie Carr Show. It is the toll-free service, and if you want to call it, go to 1-844-500-4242. That's the toll-free number. Press 2 for the CHUMPLINE. Leave your message. We may or may not play it at this time each weekday. If you didn't hear your message, or you just like to hear more CHUMPLINE messages, we have a second CHUMPLINE with the extra added messages. It's called Chopped Chumps. We post it every evening around 7 o'clock Eastern time. Get your Chopped Chumps wherever you get your Howie Carr Show podcast. The CHUMPLINE is brought to you by Matthews Brothers, America's oldest window manufacturer. This week, remembering the sagacious, wise words. Sagacious words of Martin Lamazny, the Mahatma of the West End. Never write if you can speak, never speak if you can nod, never nod if you can wink. And to which we would offer the following addendum: don't ever, ever, ever tweet.
I can dance if I want to. I can dance anytime. I can dance before August 1st. COVID can kiss my behind.
Charlie Parker would tell you you're a dancing fool then, because COVID will kill you before August 1st. After August 1st, we'll let you go. Ollie, oxen free. I'm Howie Carr.
Be a part of the show. Call 844-500-4242 and mind your manners.
People lose teeth talking like that. If you want to hang around, you'll be polite.
The Howie Carr Show will return in a moment.